Hey everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Judgment. Hi. If anybody hears the background music, that is O. Hi. Okay, we have Judgment, we have Two of Swords, we have Nine of Swords. There can be a choice that needs to be made and you can feel like this holds a lot of weight. At the same time, you can feel really stressed out by this, or it can be something that brings up a lot of concerns or fears for you. You can even be taking a closer look at that and finding out more about like that specifically, what this is bringing up for you. What's not working? I'm seeing Five of Pentacles and I'm also seeing the Hermit here. Judgment above Five of Pentacles feels to me like what's wrong here? Like what's going on? What is the issue? Why is something not translating, or why is it not computing, or why is it not almost feels like a delivery getting stuck. If you're in a situation and there's some type of problem with it, like it's not moving smoothly or it's not moving relatively smoothly, this feels like looking at it and seeing like what the actual problem is, like what's wrong here? What's wrong with this picture? And it feels like until you figure that out, you may not be able to make a choice, or you may just not be seeing something clearly, maybe to like assess further beyond that point. So it looks like that's what you have to look at, but there's some type of concern, I think, with that even. It feels like you may be upset with the situation in the first place, and I'm wondering if that's maybe stopping you from seeing something clearly, like emotions kind of getting in the way of this. Why? I definitely get this, like, upset about being in the circumstance that you're in, but I feel like there's another layer to this, and this is what I want to see. Maybe the implications of this on the future. Maybe you're like, I don't know if this can make it to where I thought that it would. Feeling kind of spread thin. Maybe this is also clarifying things to you about the future that you have in mind as well. But it's one of those situations that maybe you don't know if you can do anything with this that's connected with what you want, maybe. But Nine of Swords can also cloud things sometimes, because it can be like our fears and our worries and our concerns that pop up, and then like we also don't see the possibilities sometimes with that. So I just want to put that out there, because Nine of Swords is not in a clear thinking space. And so even though these can be really clear concerns, or like undeniable concerns that you can have, like they're very valid, at the same time, if you're just tuned into that station, you may not also be seeing that there are possibilities, that there are avenues and like realities in which this can actually be pulled off, this can actually work. So just keep that in mind when you're assessing things. Something here about like not knowing if maybe if you're capable of this. Is that really it? Maybe this is less about, I feel almost like it's more about the circumstance and less about you. But for some reason, I almost feel like there's something having to do with you also being intertwined in this, but maybe more on like a less conscious level. It has to do with like your own self-image, I think, given the circumstance, how that's reflected in this situation. But you can just be looking at this situation and maybe not feeling like it can amount to what you need it to amount to. It kind of feels like planting a tree and then having there be an expectation of it producing certain fruit. And with this Nine of Pentacles, I feel almost like that actually is a possibility, but at the same time, like you can do what you want here, like what you want actually is possible, but there's something that's really throwing you off given the given the actual circumstance that you're in. Can you tell me more about this? Like, do you just need to be in another situation and this is possible, or is it saying this is possible in this situation? Maybe you're going to take a closer look at your doubts and your concerns, and that's going to clarify things for you. It's weird because I'm seeing the Nine of Pentacles here, so it almost feels like I don't know if, like, the reality of this situation may actually be a bit different than how you're seeing it, but you're seeing things through a lens where you're feeling upset. Like you're not in a grounded place looking at this, and so I feel almost like that you're missing something that I feel that the Nine of Pentacles is indicating. I feel like it's being overlooked here. I feel like it's being overshadowed by the not good feelings about this, or like the not good thoughts about this. Not good meaning like fear-based. So you can even be looking into this and maybe seeing where you may be applying limitations that maybe you're the one that's applying limitations. Maybe they're only on there because you put them there. Maybe they're like not really there. Like maybe there are realms that exist where those limitations aren't there. It just, in a way where I'm reading this intuitively, I get this feeling like you're convincing yourself that you can jump 2 feet and you can actually jump 3, but you've told yourself that you can only jump 2 feet here. And so it's like when you jump, you're jumping 2 feet. But if you didn't put that limitation on yourself, you'd see that you can actually jump higher than that. It's like something can actually exceed, I think, the cap that is being put on things. And I feel like the cap comes from a place of like maybe not seeing beyond that. And having judgment feels like needing to look at that. Are you being realistic, or are you putting a cap on something here unnecessarily? And I feel too like a key piece of this is showing the Nine of Swords, like something is going on where you're not totally grounded and you're not totally seeing things clearly. So it feels like it's saying that something isn't being seen totally accurately, so don't judge things based off of that. You need to see where the cap is that you put on, that I don't think was there without you putting it on there. It's like a limitation that you put on something. You want something to exceed a limitation that I feel like you put on something. There's even a shift there's even a shift within the climate, like the energetic climate with the Five of Pentacles. You see this snowy iciness on the ground. So this is a feeling of something being kind of like stuck, frozen, not moving. I'm thinking about cryo and whatnot, how you can freeze something in time when it's put on ice. It feels like something is being put on ice, and so that is there where they like can't really move. But then when we move over to the Hermit, stuff starts melting away. And so it feels like whatever that was freezing something and not allowing it to change is now shifting. And then we open up and have the Nine of Pentacles, which is actually the situation that you want. So you need to look at, I think you have a situation. We need to clearly assess what these limitations are, or perceived limitations, to find answers about them. And then in some way, the Nine of Pentacles is going to happen, which is actually what we want. That is the exceeding of things. That is the ideal of how we want things to be. That is the possibility, even it seems. I feel too like there's some type of thing tied in with this, like not seeing oneself as being capable. I don't think that's all of it, but I do see that as being part of it. Or you can even be doubting, this can be you doubting yourself, you can be doubting another person. You could be doubting a situation, limiting, doubting, limiting. You'll know that this comes from a place of fear because it doesn't feel empowering. Even when a situation isn't working and we have to adjust and we have to tweak things or like figure other stuff out, when you're on a roll and feeling empowered, you're like, in some way things are just going to be figured out and it's going to be all right. Like you feel calm no matter what's going on. You feel at peace no matter what's going on. This does not feel like that, and that's how you're going to know something else is happening here. And I feel like it's creating this barrier where you're not seeing certain answers that would give you actually very relevant information here. And I think it's just by being freaked out by being in this position, in this circumstance, and then freezing it there. So it's uncomfortable to be in that position, and then it's also being frozen there. And there's more to it than that. That's not being recognized. But the higher potential of this, I think, is at a like higher frequency. And so you're going to need to rise above in order to connect with that here. Which is your nature to do exactly that. You being outside of that is what brings you down. You just need to reconnect. I feel like that's pretty, like, practical advice given the guidance, given the situation. Until you're seeing everything clearly, don't feel like you need to rush to decide anything. Yeah, this just needs to be taken apart more to work with it, and I think see more that's part of this than you're seeing right now. Because right now it feels like there's a focusing on maybe like a lot of the lower possibilities, and I think there are higher possibilities here that just they need to be reached. You need to like think a little bit outside of this to see it. Which all it's going to take is just you looking at this and seeing where are the caps, where are the limitations, where is the doubt, that you may be saying that's a rule, and it's not actually. It's just like your opinion here, and the opinion of something that's coming from a place of fear. Anxiety about the future. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.